Mm-hmm. Yet you guys are seeking a constitutional amendment to allow you to have the only casino in the state, and it would put you in a position to make millions of dollars. How is this, what's the difference here?
Well, first of all, being the only casino in the state doesn't matter. What you're doing is you're competing in a market. The market that we're competing in has already been dominated by Indiana casinos. We have casinos surrounding us in every state, and they've had what I would consider a monopoly. It's the marketplace that dictates whether someone has a monopoly. The location can give you a competitive advantage, and we believe that our location is a competitive advantage because it happens to be located in Ohio, and because of what we do as a business, we think that we can build loyalty with Ohioans, but we also believe we can build tourism from people coming to visit from around the state. That's what we're working on.
Penn National 2 years ago initially opposed Learn and Earn and had their own proposal out there for a while. Only after that plan was changed word did Penn National sign on. Has there ever been any discussion between your group and Penn National or any other gambling organization about bringing someone else in?
There's been never a discussion. Brad and I are the only principals of My Ohio Now. And when we decided we want to move forward in 2008, the only person we called was Lyle Bergman at Lakes Entertainment. And from that point on, it's just been our group and Lakes Entertainment. There's been no talks. We've never had any discussions with any groups whatsoever.
Did anyone else approach you
No.
to be included?
No.
Can you explain that business relationship between you and Lakes?
Sure.
If it's built, do you get a percentage or co-owners? How's it going to work?
It's a joint venture between My Ohio Now and Lakes Entertainment. We have a smaller share. Lakes Entertainment has the bigger share. But it's a joint venture, and it'll be run by a triumvirate of people from Lakes and from Brad and I from My Ohio Now. So it's a joint venture partnership.
The Lakes has controlling interest.
Lakes does have controlling interest.
How much 70%, 80%?
Lakes have 70%.
70%?
So how do you then counter an argument, whatever it's going to be from Penn National, as well as probably from the roundtable and the gambling opponents that come out and say, there are your profits going out of the state?
Well, we have given, if you want, we have a chart that tells you exactly our profits. It's a pie chart. And I guess we envision about 7 to 10% that are eventual profits that come to the company. It's a publicly held company. It'll be an Ohio corporation. Lakes is a publicly held company, LACO and NASDAQ. So we're kind of open if you want to copy that pie chart.
So it would be 7 to 10% profit, of which 70% would go to Lake.
No. Let me go through the way that this is distributed again. We are responsible to pay all local, state, and federal taxes. In addition, we're paying 30% of the gross casino win, in a nutshell, basically, to all 88 counties based on population to spend the way they want. So at the end of that, we have 70% of the money that's left. That money pays for local, state, federal taxes. It pays salaries. It runs an entire business. So we have all the expenses that a normal business would have, and 70% of the money just doesn't suddenly leave the state. As you can see, there's a number of expenses that any normal business would incur. So we'd anticipate that after salaries, wages, taxes, the bulk of which would actually stay inside the state of Ohio, there's a profit margin, which, by the way, doesn't actually go to Minnesota either, because Lakes is a publicly traded company, LACO on NASDAQ, and inevitably profits go to the shareholders. And the fact of the matter is, if anyone here thinks that the casino is a great idea, and I'm not endorsing buying stock, you can buy stock today at LACO. And in fact, if the casino was very profitable, your stock would actually go up. People who buy stock are literally the owners of a company as well. So, this idea that 70% of the money somehow is leaving the state is false. It's something that other people are promoting, but they don't look at all the facts of the matter. They don't look at an entire business running. They don't look at business expenses. They don't look at taxes that we're going to have to pay as an operating business in the state of Ohio. I mean, the fact of the matter is, in terms of tax rate, this casino will be the highest tax business in the state of Ohio, yet people are still complaining. I mean, the truth is, this is the largest private investment in the entire state of Ohio in the 21st century, And it's being done without state financing. That is, the state isn't really putting up any kind of money. The taxpayers don't have to pay really anything for this investment. It's all private funded investment. So when you stop and look at the fact that we're the highest in terms of rate tax company, and it costs the state literally nothing to have us, we think that's the kind of deal that people hear and understand. They're going to vote yes on issue 6, Ohio's Resort Casino.